What's up, YouTube's the half man, half amazing Black Clark Kent coming back at you live from my car. Not only do I fly, I drive too. No, I'm just kidding. I figured I'd try to do this with the glasses today, see how this works out. But just simple title. What's up? What's going on? How's everyone doing today? Just out and about, getting some stuff done. I had some work to do today on my computer, so I got that stuff done today. Out and about. I got my hair cut this morning, so I don't look as rough as I did the last couple weeks. So I got that done. Actually, let me switch it up. I'm bald. Yes, I am bald. I've been bald for a while, but whatever. I like wearing hats. I feel like hats define who I am as a person. Anyone that know me, I wear know me as two things: the guy that wear a hat and the guy that has glasses. That's all. I've been wearing glasses since I was in the first grade, so I've always wear glasses, and I take a liking to wearing hats because I feel like hats define who I am. So I don't mind wearing the hats once in a while. So but yeah, no, those are various of topics that I want to get to, but one in particular that I found very interesting was like in the society that we live in today, 2018 going to 2019, the economy has changed. It used to be back in the 60s and 70s, and I wasn't born then, but I'm going by what been told by my uncles, my father, my grandmother when they were alive, my grandfather, that in the 50s and 60s, that you only needed one income to make a household work. Different. The era was different. Money was. A lot of things were cheaper back then, but at the same time, you weren't making a lot of money back then unless you were in the movies or you had a high-paying job and stuff like that. My grandparents, my grandfather was a baker, and my grandmother was a home health aide. So, and they moved from Georgia up to Massachusetts in the 40s and the 50s. So, take that for what it is. But in 2018, if a man and a woman, or whatever scenario you're in, if man, woman, whatever, if two people together are living together, they have children, it's very vital that two people work in order to make a relationship work. They need two incomes, unless, like I said, in the off case that one of the spouses are making a lot of money, where the other spouse doesn't need to work. Majority of the time, you need two incomes to make a household work. So that's just something that you can't dispute, unless, like I said, unless you have a high-paying job where you don't need to have your spouse work, your significant other work. So the reason why I'm saying that is because when it comes to children, I remember back in the day, it'd be the husband, wife, and children, the whole American dream, white picket fence, dog, cat, two kids, and stuff like that. And I sit and I wonder now, I see all these scenarios out here where you have single parents, whether it be single moms. Majority of the time it's single moms. My scenario is a little different. I was raised by my father's side of the family, my grandfather, my grandmother, and my dad. So my dad actually was the single parent of the two. Scenario came around where my mom, when she found out she was pregnant with me, from what I was told, she initially didn't want me, but my father and my grandparents convinced her to keep me, and they would take care of me. So I'm forever grateful for that. And my grandparents and my dad are not here anymore, but I'm forever grateful for convincing my mother to keep me. But at the same time, I don't have a relationship with my mom. Tried a couple times, didn't really work. So I don't have any animosity or anger towards my mom. It's just that whole mother-son dynamic is too late for that now. I'm 37. I believe she's close to 60, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. The last time I seen my mother was 7 years ago, maybe. No, about 4 or 5 years ago. Take that back. But it's like it's hard to build a relationship with somebody that's never been around you. So I don't wish her any ill will, but it just doesn't work that way. But anyway, the question I have is like, when two people procreate and make a child, it's like, okay, your priorities and your significant other's priorities go out the window. It's all about that child. And I wonder, like, okay, what happened so the both of you are not together anymore? Did something happen? Like, I'm trying to figure it out, because you love that person at the point where you created a child, but now it's just like, you know, the man seeing his kid and not during the week or something like that. Like, I can't speak from experience. I don't have any biological children of my own, but if I did have children of my own, I would hate to be like, oh, you can only see your kid on the weekend. I want to be around my kid 24/7, 365. And I want the mother of my kid to be in my life as well. Be the woman that produced my child, and be the woman that I can call my girlfriend or my wife. That's how I want it to be. Like, I'm a very simple person. I'm not very complicated. I'm very easygoing. It's just, I wonder what the dynamic was that made that relationship not work, you know? And it's unfortunate, because I think every kid should have a two-parent home. I understand the world isn't perfect. Life doesn't work the way you want it to work. I get that and understand that. But, you know, and listen, I mean, technically I didn't have a two-parent home, but I had my grandparents who were married, and I had my father. So I was fortunate, you can say. And I was raised old school, you know? But I don't know. It's just, to me, the dynamic is like, I feel like kids that have that balance between mother and father, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, come out good. I mean, there are some scenarios that happen where maybe, in my case, mom was not around because she had some inner demons of her own, or dad wasn't around because maybe he was out doing something he weren't supposed to do, or he had some demons of his own. I mean, each scenario is different. But I will say this, and I know women go through a lot when they're pregnant, you know, and when they have the baby, it takes a toll of them mentally, physically, and emotionally. And, you know, speaking from working, I did a little bit of time in the mental health field, and, you know, a lot of people talk about like that postpartum syndrome. Let me tell you something. That stuff is real. It is real. And I will say this for men. Men, as soon as your girlfriend or wife has that baby, you have to make sure that you are there for her and that baby, but especially her, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Because that postpartum syndrome is real. I spent 8 years working in a hospital. I transported patients. I've seen everything. But if you really care about the mother of your child, and hopefully she's your girlfriend or your wife, you will make sure that she's all set, especially mentally. Because that postpartum syndrome is no joke whatsoever. And I'm not trying to correlate that for why husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, when they have children, didn't work out. I mean, there are a lot of mitigating factors. But I'm just wondering why it doesn't work out. What happened? Like, I understand, like, you know, marriage. I've seen marriages where people get divorced and like 5 years later get remarried again. And I'm like, maybe they needed that time away from each other. I don't know. Like, it's just, it's perplexing to me. And at the same time, it's like, okay, like I said before, if I have a child, I want to be in the child's life every single day. I don't want to have a court order saying I can only see my kid on the weekend. That wouldn't sit well with me, and I think that would crush me, and that would hurt me. Like, I don't know what I would do. Like, you know, I helped create this human being. I want to be there to provide the guidance and nurture that child from baby stage up to an adult. And I don't think I can be able to do that if I'm only seeing my child on the weekends and supervised visits. But like I said before, there are some circumstances where stuff like that happens. But my goal in life is, you know, I don't have any, like I said, I don't have any biological kids myself. Maybe one day I will. Who knows? But if I do, I mean, I'm gonna do my best to make sure that my kid and the mother of my child are good. And I want the three of us, if I have more, 4 or 5, whatever, is straight, you know? And I look at it like, like I said before, and we're in 2018, almost 2019. You need two people to be on the same page to make a relationship work. And, I understand there's some sacrifices that one or the other have to make. I understand that, and I totally get that. But you have to come to some common ground, It can't be she's way over here and you're way over here, and you guys can't come together, especially for the sake of your child. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the stereotype, my baby mama, my baby daddy. Nah, I'm the father of your child. You're the mother of my child. I give you, at least give you that respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that, because that whole baby mama thing is so demoralizing. It comes off this negative connotation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good with that. Like, I respect you enough that you gave birth to my child. You are the mother of my child, and that's how it is. Maybe that's an old school in me. I don't know. But, listen, I'm very open and transparent when it comes to what I look for and what I want in life. I'm a very hard worker. If I had the means to make sure that my significant other didn't have to work, if she wanted to work, and I'm not going to force her not to work. If she wants to work, by all means, do it. I mean, I'm not in that field where, I make 6 figures or 7 figures. I'm not in that field, I'm in, like, the criminal justice law enforcement field. You don't get into that field to make money. I mean, that's how that goes. But, I deeply care about my values and what I look for in life, and then, like, how I want the person I'm with to have the same values, or at least respect the values that I have, so it can make it work, And, when there are kids involved, like I said, it ain't about you, it ain't about the mother, it ain't about the father. The main priority is that child. That's the most important thing, And, me being in relationships prior, my ex-girlfriends had kids, and, I treated them like my own, But, another thing, speaking of that, let me transition to that real quick. I'm telling you, man, these kids, not all kids, but some of these kids, man, listen, you gotta let them know right off the bat, like, I'm the adult, you're the child. You're gonna do what I asked you to do, and there's gonna be no questioning behind it. And if you consider to defy me, then there's a problem. Like, there's no reason why a kid should be going back and forth with their parents. It ain't like the parents tell them to go outside and shovel 8 feet of snow, or go outside and run around the block like 900 times. Some of these kids, like, tell them to go wash the dishes, they have a problem with it. Well, you're living in my house rent free, you would do what I tell you to do, And if you don't do what I tell you to do, then there's a consequence. But, back in the day when I was a kid, I sound old, but back in the day when I was a kid, my grandma told me to do something, I just did it. There wasn't no questioning about it. There's no why, or, oh man. Like, I play video games, my grandma like, oh, go take the trash out. Pause the video game, go take the trash out. See, some of these get harder for themselves by trying to get around what they're supposed to do. And most of the time, the parents are not telling them to do complex stuff. It's telling them to do simple stuff. Boom, done. You make it harder when like, the time you spend arguing back and forth with your parent, you could have had it been done by now. And like I said, not all kids, but there's some of these kids out here, man, they just don't taking order. Like, they feel like I'm gonna do what I want when I want, and it doesn't. I mean, if I have kids, man, like I said, I'm gonna respect my kids. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna let them voice their opinion. I'm gonna let them talk. I'm gonna hear them. But at the end of the day, what I say goes. And and if they say something that I think is right, and I think it might change my opinion, then absolutely, I am open to that. But because kids have a voice. I mean, it might not be predominant compared to what the parents say, but at the same time, they have a voice. They have a right to speak their mind and speak their opinion. That's what they're right. They have the right to do that. And in my household, they will have the right to do that. I mean, we like, and the thing about it is like, when you try to co-parent, I think with co-parenting, like I said, I only speak from experience dating women that had kids before. Like, I understand they're not biologically mine, but I treat them like they're mine, and I do things for them. I buy them things. Like, for me, for example, what I would do, um, I'm all about valuing a dollar, working hard for your money. So if I would do like for example, is ride sharing thing called Amazon Flex, where you can go to Amazon warehouse with your car and deliver packages for Amazon, and you get paid within a block, like a 4-hour block from like 3 to 7. You can make $92 doing 4 hours of work, and if you get done before the 4 hours is up, you still get paid the $92. So what I would do in a situation where if I had a kid, I'd be like, all right, come with me. Like, you like video games, whatever. If you have sneakers, if you need sneakers or clothes, that's something that will get you. You don't need to work for that. But like, let's say, for example, there's this new video game that comes out. You don't need it. You want it. That's the difference. So like, all right, I'm going to go out and do some Amazon. Come with me. Help me deliver these packages. For every block that I do, I'll give you $10. Just teach them the values of earning a dollar, like working hard to earn a dollar. And you know what, Amazon Flex isn't really back-breaking work. It's just like everything's done through the app, the GPS, everything's done through the app. It tells you where to go, and when you're done, boom, you're done. I mean, it's very simple work. But like for me, like, I want to teach my kids the valuable tools in life, that if you work hard for your money, or you work for your money, you'll appreciate it later. You'll appreciate it when you get older. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe that's just that old school mentality I have. Like, I try to give values. Like, I still open the door for women. I open the door for anybody. Not even just a woman. I open the door for anybody. If someone's right behind me, here you go. If it's a female, people still want to be respected. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, like I said before, I think personally, I would make a great parent, and hopefully the woman I'm with would be a great parent as well. And like I said, I value relationships, and I want relationships to work. And like I said before, women do go through a lot while they're pregnant and then post-pregnancy, and it's up to the man to make sure that female is taken care of. And I can't stress enough that that yeah, men are supposed to be the provider, but at the same time, women are becoming a lot more independent for themselves too, which is great. And with that independence, we can work together to accomplish a common goal. That's the most important part about it. Like, when two people are on the same page, you're unstoppable. You are unstoppable if you're on the same page, because that means you both is for you to focus, both of you got the right mindset, and both of you have one common goal, and that's to be successful. It can't be that one person's doing most of the work while the other person's sitting back. It has to be a common goal of working together to make it work. Because if you guys don't work together, it's not gonna work. And you're gonna falter, you're gonna fail, and there's gonna be some serious problems, But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I've seen a lot of and I double back to like social media as well. Like, like I feel like a lot of people on social media say certain things just to get accepted by other people that really don't care about what you're doing. Like, I remember seeing something on online the other day. Basketball player just had a baby with this woman, and I guess within a few months, she's on social media calling the father of her kid a deadbeat. And I'm like, you know what? I don't condone any man being a deadbeat to their kid. You were man enough to sleep with this woman. You were man enough she was woman enough to have your baby. You have to own up to your responsibilities. There's no way to dispute that whatsoever. My only problem with that is, like, why would you need to resort to social media to air out your dirty laundry? Are you trying to get acceptance from people that don't really care about you? Because once you post that on there, especially if you're a famous person, you can't take that back. You know? I mean, if I had a problem with the mother of my kid, I'm not going to go on social media and blast her. And I hope she would have the same respect not to do that to me as well. Let's work on it. Like, you know, but I would never have to worry about being a deadbeat because I'd be there for my kid 24/7, 365. That's just me, you know? But, like, you know, if I got a problem with somebody, I'll tell them. I'm not going to go on social media and just be like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Nah. No. I'll come to you and tell you, you know? That's just the way it should be done. And I mean, I don't know if social media is destruction to relationships, but I think at the same time, you gotta have self-control, man. Like, for me personally, like, I got rid of my Facebook because I didn't need it. You know, I got Instagram, you know, I like Instagram. I got Twitter, but I use Twitter for, like, promoting when I do my Twitch, my video game streaming. I follow a lot of sports people on Twitter, like Red Sox, Celtics, Patriots stuff. A lot of sports media people, some famous people too. I use it for that, you know. But I don't need Facebook, you know. I had it for a long time, and I just got rid of it, you know. I went through a breakup, but I also got rid of my Facebook because I don't think I needed it, you know. I didn't want Facebook to distract me from doing what I need to do for myself, and what I'm going through in terms of me moving soon and me starting over again. But you already know about that anyway. But I think it's very important to understand that if you're going through something with your significant other, you shouldn't have to put it on Facebook, Instagram, just to get acceptance from other people. Because you know what? They always say misery loves company, and people that are not doing as good as you are love to see you who succeed fail. And that's sad, because you know what? If someone close to me made it, I'd be happy for them. Listen, who am I to hate on somebody? You know what I'm saying? You know? And, you know, it's just the way, I think just the way society is wired now. Like you go on social media just to get acceptance from people that don't even care about you. And another thing about social media that I find very interesting, this whole like musical beef between like artists, whatever. Like, I don't get why people are arguing with other people on Instagram or Facebook over. And I mean, yes, artists do care about their fans because the fans are the ones that are making them money. I get that and everything. But why are you having a back and forth argument with on somebody's Instagram that probably don't really care about you personally? You know what I'm saying? They care about their fans because they're generating them money for themselves. But at the same time, it's like, bruh, you're having a back and forth argument with somebody on Instagram, going back and forth for what? I guess there's a new terminology. It's called stands, whatever. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, it's just like social media is very funny. Like, it's hilarious. And like, one of my closest friends don't have social media. He had a Twitter because he had to have one for school, but he don't even be on there. And my other friend, he's married with 3 kids. He's on Facebook and on Instagram, but he posts maybe once every year, or someone tags him in something. And that's how I used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need Facebook to validate my life. You know what I'm saying? You know, I use Instagram for platforms like to let people know I got a channel on here, you know, or I just, you know, post pictures of like scenic views. I love scenery, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't post the motivational quotes like that. I'll post some funny stuff, but I'm not into that whole motivational, like, you know, that's just not me, man. Like, you know, I'm just I am. People that know me know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? I just got older. I just got a little bit wiser, that's all. And I know what I want in life. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with what I want in life. You know what I'm saying? I think we all should want something in life to make us feel better, make us feel whole. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. There's nothing wrong with wanting something and wanting to be with somebody that are on the same page, the same values, the same course that you have. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? Like, you know, I mean, obviously, I'm a different person a year ago than I am today, you know? People that knew me when I was like 16, 17, 18 years old, yeah, of course I'm going to be a different person. That's 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm always going to be who I am, but my mindset changes as I get older. But the one thing I never ever stray from is like, if you respect me, I respect you. It's all about respect, So, you know, and these kids, man, these kids need to know how to respect their adults, man. Like I said before, like I said earlier, being a parent or being an adult figure in somebody's life, if an adult tells you to do something, you do it. You know what I'm saying? That means teacher, parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, someone that's has an authority figure or some type of parental figure over you. Tell you to do something, just do it. Because you make your life harder when you don't do it. You make it longer, and the consequences can be worse. So, I mean, like I said before, I'm a very, very easygoing person. I don't like complex stuff. That's why I'm not a mathematician. I never became an engineer. Because I don't like the complexity of stuff. I like something that's straightforward. And, I mean, there's room for opinions. There's wiggle room. I'm not denying that. But don't put me in a room with complex fractions. And, I'm still trying to figure out, in the field, in the line of criminal justice that I'm in now, when I'm going to use those half fractions and divisions of dividing fractions and, multiplying fractions. And I understand mathematics is a product of what we need to graduate, but unless you're an engineer, doctor, any science degree or anything like that, I don't understand why you need math, but that's neither there or there. But yeah, I figured I'd just hop on YouTube while I'm driving. I'm going back into the city. Had an interesting day today. Wasn't really much going on today for Saturday. Kind of gloomy out today. It's about 55 degrees out today. Ain't really much going on today. I went to the library, got some stuff done today. Chopped up a few videos. Did some work, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think about that. Like I said, I value relationships. I try my best to make relationships work. And I understand sometimes two people just don't get along. But something happened in the beginning where you did get along. And, my last two relationships combined were 10 and a half years. So, I mean, do I regret anything? No. I never regret anything you do. You take these things, you turn them into life lessons. That's what you do. You turn them into life lessons and you try to learn from it and not make the same mistake in your next relationship. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at that. But yeah, that's pretty much it though, YouTube. I just wanted to hop on here. I've been on here for almost 30 minutes. And I'm doing it without the glasses today, so I figured I'd try something different, and I'm driving. So, another thing I wanted to talk about it. So, another YouTuber is talking about this, and I watched one of the videos. So, I mean, obviously I have a car, and I'm driving in my car right now. But I don't want to put a lot of wear and tear on my car, so what I'm doing is this thing called Maven. So Maven is like a ride-sharing app where you can book a car for a week or I think it's up to 4 weeks you can do it. And you can use this Maven gigs. There's Maven and there's Maven gig. Maven's like you can rent a car, but you can't do any like sharing economy type of services. Maven gig, you can do Uber Eats, Lyft, Amazon Flex, Postmates, Caviar, any type of sharing economy or ride sharing platform. You can use the car to do it. So on Monday, I'm gonna go get a car. I'll have it for a week. I pay like $219 for the week, and there's unlimited miles, insurance, registration, everything. And you can, make as much money as you possibly can through the ride-sharing app, but all the sharing economy apps they have out there. So I'll be doing a lot of that. I'll be going back to work soon. I was out for a few months. I broke my kneecap, freak accident. So I'll be going back to work soon, just for a little bit. I'm just trying to, I'm almost done with everything I need to do for my transition to the West Coast. That will be soon. one thing I learned is patience is a virtue, and patience can be very trying. But, time stops for nobody. You have to still do what you got to do. My plan is to, once I get my guard card, like, I always feel like, how many streams of revenue can you have at once? How many options can you have? Like, the more options you have, the more valuable you are to somebody, or valuable to yourself. So Arizona is a very interesting state. It's a red state, which I'm born and raised in the blue state, so that would be a transition. But so like I was saying before, if you want to work in security, the private sector, like a security company, you have to have a license to work as a security guard or security officer. Like, you can't just walk into a security company like you can here in Massachusetts, fill out an application, all right, start on Monday, here's your uniform, start on Monday. It doesn't work that way in Arizona. Unless you work for the state of Arizona, or you work for the federal government, or you work for like a hospital or something like that. If you work for like a private company that's not government or hospital, you need to have a license to be a security officer in Arizona. I found that out recently, and I took the course, passed the course. It's an 8-hour course. I passed the course, and I mailed all my information yesterday to get my license to be a security officer in Arizona. Now, I have a good job here, but I'm not happy. I mean, money isn't everything. Money is important. Don't get me wrong, money isn't everything. But I think your happiness is the number one priority. Like, when your happiness is compromised, then, whatever is making you unhappy, you have to remove yourself from it. I love the people I work with, but as a whole, I'm not happy with what I'm doing. I have a bigger plan and I have a bigger goal in mind when I move to Arizona. I think the first thing I would do, like I said, get my guard card, transition out there. Maybe I'll go back to get my EMT certification. There's two, I think it's like EMT Basic, EMT Advanced, and there's paramedic. Maybe I'll start off getting my EMT Basic, because there are some jobs out there where you can be a security officer / EMT, and they make pretty good money. You make more than what I was making here. See, the problem here is, like, I make decent money, but it's still hard for me to get by. And, like, if I continue to stay here, I'm not going to be able to afford anything, because the prices just keep going up and up and up. And, like, in Arizona, like, I seen a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo, 1,200 square feet, $112,000 a year. I'm sorry, $112,000 for the condo. I'm like, I got a little money saved up. Put a nice down payment on that. You grind. You can pay it up. Screw a 30-year mortgage. You can probably get that done in like 5 to 10. You grind hard. You know what I'm saying? It might be a little easier for me because I don't have any children. But if I have kids, it might be a little different. But 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condos, like $112,000, is very nice too. Very nice condo. Can't beat that. Even like, I'm very fascinated by like beautiful things. Like I said, I love scenery. So, I want to see like what their mansions are like in Arizona. So I looked at this one house that stuck out to me. So this house, I believe, is either Paradise Valley or Gilbert. I don't remember off the top of my head. But like, it's in Maricopa County, which is where Phoenix is at. Like Mesa, Gilbert, Buckeye, Tempe. A lot of those cities are within like a 25 to half an hour from Phoenix. So let me paint a picture to you. Paint a picture for you, actually. So there was like this 10-bedroom, 12-bathroom house. The house is on its own private island. So it's a gated community. So you have your gate to get into your house. But once you get into the driveway, once the gate opens and you drive up to your house is on an island by itself. And it's all, my words don't do justice. If you see this house, your jaw would drop. Like, oh my God, this house is so dope. The interior of the house is beautiful. The bedrooms, the bathrooms. Like, I'm not a bath person. I love showers. Like, I'm not a tub person. I stopped taking tubs when I was like 10. if I don't if not before that. But they have these spa bathtubs, indoor gym, like a 17-car garage. I don't know why you need 17 cars, but whatever. So you think, okay, if that house was in Massachusetts, right? You're looking at maybe 15 to 20 million dollars. I am not kidding you. That type of house would be somewhere like Chestnut Hill, or somewhere where there's water down the Cape, like Bourne, Provincetown, Toro, Nantucket. That house would be like 12, 15, 20 million easily. This house is $3.8 million in Arizona. Now, don't get me wrong, $3.8 million is a lot of money, but that house is a bargain compared to how much it would be if it was here. That's a steal. And I go on Realtor to look at condos because, I'm debating, do I want to get a condo or do I want to get an apartment, get myself acclimated? Don't know yet. I will figure that out when the time comes. I know I have to have one more trip to Arizona to tie up some loose ends. But, yeah, $3.8 million. And the tax system there is pretty interesting too. Depending on how much you make per year, depending on what your tax bracket. If you make under 40 grand, I think you pay 2.52% taxes. Anything 40,000 to like 100, I think it's like 3.8%. Anything over 100,000 a year, you pay 4.54% taxes, which is very interesting. So your tax bracket is depending on how much you make per year. I find that very interesting. But getting back to the house, it has like this, like you walk into the front door of your house, like it's just like a paradise. You have a back, your pool is like immaculate. I will try to find a link to the link. If you have the Realtor app, it's on the Realtor app. I think it's a 10 bedroom, 12 bathroom house. It's about 12,000 square feet. $3.8 million for a house is a steal compared to how much it would be anywhere else. I saw some video the other day about some house. The most expensive house was this house in Bel Air, California, $188 million. Hey, Mega Millions. It's up to 1.6 billion. You get about 900 million after taxes. But you have to be making residual money coming in to even want a $188 million house. And this house was, I saw the video, the pictures of this house. You have your own indoor bowling alley. You have like 20 cars. Like this house was, you have a helipad for your helicopter. You gotta be like some serious, make some serious coin to have a helipad. I think it comes with the helicopter too, which is insane, But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want a $188 million house. I gush over the $3.8 million house, and I'm not even rich. But that house was beautiful. Yeah, man. I make decent money here, and it's just hard. It's hard to get by in Massachusetts, though, with the decent money. And without going into too many details, nepotism is real here in Massachusetts. I'll just leave it at that. Nepotism is real. I worked hard to get to where I'm at now. My hard work. I take my job very seriously. I take any job I have very seriously because you gave me the opportunity to hire me. So I want to show you by my actions, by how I work, why it wasn't a mistake that you hired me. At the same time, it's difficult to see some people in the workforce don't work as hard as you do, but get rewarded. And that's very difficult because I'm in the mindset that if you work hard, your hard work will show. And in this case, that's not the case. But it all circles back to what I was saying earlier. If you're not happy, you gotta do something to make yourself happy. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because, don't get me wrong, my job could care less if I leave, and that's fine. I can care less when I leave either. I don't care. It is what it is. I work with some great people at my new location. But at at the same time, when you got certain people dictating how to do a job that they've never done before, it's very hard to, you still have to put on that brave face. You still have to do what you need to do. But when you see people get rewarded for doing half the work that you've done, and then you're here holding the other end of the stick because you might not be liked, or might not be favored, or you may whatever the case may be. It's tough, and it's deflating, because I know from experience I'm a very hard worker. I work hard. Like I said, I take my job very seriously. But if I'm going to be underappreciated, undervalued, then I need to do something to make myself appreciated. I want to go somewhere where I can be appreciative and valued and have opportunities for growth. Like, I want to grow personally and I want to grow professionally. And I won't be able to do that in the current situation I'm in now. But, like I said, things take time. There's a process involved. So, I take it one day at a time. But I have a great support system behind me. I have some good people in my corner. And I can't wait to see what the future holds for me. And let's go from there. All right, YouTube, been on here for 42 minutes. The half man, half amazing, without the glasses today. The Black Clark Kent, signing out. Peace.